Although I don't know if I was going to a deserted island, why I would need a bronzer, because hopefully I'd be tan AF from not having anywhere to hide and I'd just be really bronzed naturally. So yeah. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it is Friday and this is the end of my first week on 5 videos a week. Mission accomplished. I accomplished that mission. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna be doing like a Friday favorites kind of video where every Friday it's kind of a roundup of just favorite things in general. It might be like favorite clothes, maybe a lookbook with all my favorite things, maybe a haul with favorite things I'm loving right now, maybe my monthly favorites, just like favorite items. And I was trying to think of like a cute, clever title, like how we got Nikki's Nibbles going on. But as you guys probably know by this point, I can't think of titles for everything. So I am going to be turning to you guys and I wanna know what you think I should be titling this series. So if you give a suggestion down below in the comments or anywhere on social, anywhere really, and I end up taking your title, I will shout you out when I pick your title in my video, so I will give you the credit that you deserve. And yeah, I have decided for this first Friday in my new 5-day-a-week schedule, which is so crazy to wrap my head around. I'm still like, oh my gosh. I am going to be doing the ride or die makeup tag. Now, this tag was created by Jaclyn Hill here on YouTube, who I absolutely love. It's actually funny, I only found Jaclyn Hill maybe like last year because she started following me on Twitter and I was like, who is this girl? She's so cute. And then I found her on YouTube. I was like, oh, this is like a pretty big YouTuber and she's really cute and like makes really awesome videos if you don't know who she is. So I love Jaclyn, and she also does like incredible products with like Becca. She's released highlighters and just she's super cute. And so she made this tag, and also my friend Tarte, or Glam Life Guru, did this tag, and I am excited to hop on the tag bandwagon. I don't think anybody tagged me, but tagged myself. Actually funny because Jaclyn is literally on my phone right now. I was watching her while I was pulling my products. And if you don't know what the ride or die makeup tag is, it's basically just a tag where you pick all of your ride or die products, the products that you really love, that you've loved for a while, or you're like, if I had to go to a deserted island, as Jaclyn said, these are the products that I would bring with me. So I'm just gonna start going down that list, and I'm also gonna leave in the info box the people that I am tagging to do this tag as well. So check the info box, you might be tagged. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna start off with primer. Some of these products you guys are gonna be like, Nikki, we know, we've heard you talk about them. Some of them not so much. The primer that is my ride or die primer is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. This stuff, I mentioned this in my everyday makeup tutorial, this stuff is amazing. It claims that it is pore refining, waterproof, and line filling, and in my opinion, it is definitely all of those things. I struggle with texture problems in my skin because you know, if you've been on my channel for a while, or even if you just came on my channel and started clicking around, that I used to have severe cystic acne, and it left my face, and particularly my cheeks, with lots of pock marks in them, little holes and divots, and you know, under the right lighting, it doesn't really matter. And I guess if you want to not be shallow, it doesn't really matter in general, like period. But when you can really see it is like the other night I was shooting my music video, and the lighting that we were in was just like overhead lighting that was shooting down, and it created so many shadows on my face. And what this really helps to do, even under that lighting, it's like they were still there, but it still diminishes them, like, or tones them down. This really fills those holes in, especially when I pat it onto my face, and it really makes my makeup stay for a lot longer. So if you're looking for a primer, I love Tarte in general, as you're gonna see in this video, but this primer is really great, and this is probably like my 3rd bottle, I'd say. My next product, I'll go into foundation. My foundation is also a Tarte product, and this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. Now, actually, as of lately, I haven't been wearing this foundation as much, but it's not for like a lack of loving it, because I love it and it's in this tag for a reason. My ride or die foundation, I love this stuff. It looks amazing, but I haven't been wearing this much because I have been filming so much lately and going out and doing random things, and I've noticed I haven't wanted a foundation with an SPF in it, and this has an SPF in it. So that's really awesome most of the time, but lately I've been using a different foundation. I've been using the Kat Von D foundation lately, which is what I'm wearing today. But this is definitely, especially on an island, let's just be real, I want some SPF on that island. So This stuff, if you've never tried it, it is full coverage. It blends in so beautifully. My sister actually, back in the day, like a year and a half ago, year ago, used to work for me. And I remember she came into work one day and I was like, Shayna, your skin literally looks amazing. And she's like, I bought that Tarte foundation. Thanks, girl. I was like, oh, so good on everyone. So I love this. Concealer was hard for me because I've gone through so many concealers as my skin has drastically changed over the years, from like active cystic acne to like smaller acne to hyperpigmentation to divots to like, it's changed a lot. And I'll use different concealers for different things sometimes, but my favorite way to use concealer is one concealer that I can use for, whoa. It was hard for me to pick, but I ended up picking a concealer that I believe I received like 7 or 8 months ago. And that's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Concealer. And they sent me like their whole range of concealers. And I ended up just keeping like the colors that kind of fell in the white range to mix and make my own. But I love this concealer. It does an incredible job of covering active acne, which I think is kind of hard to cover because for some reason, concealer wants to slip and slide like off of the bump. It's kind of strange. And I think this does a great job of staying on there. I use it for under eye circles. I'll use it on my chin. I'll use it everywhere. And so I think that this is my ride or die. By the way, I brought out both because I actually mix my Tarte foundations too. I just didn't bring out the other one. I have to mix to get my color because I feel like my skin is such a weird, I'm like super white, but I'm also kind of olive, but I'm also kind of pink. Like it's kind of weird. So yeah, I would say the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Coverage Concealer is my go-to concealer. So next, I'm gonna show you my makeup setting spray because I use it before I move on to the rest of my makeup, and that is the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. This stuff, I didn't think, I'm almost out, there's like barely any. I didn't think it made that big of a difference until I ran out of my last bottle, and I was like, oh, snap, this stuff does make a difference. So I bought another bottle, and now I'm almost out, and actually I think this actually might be like my 3rd bottle now that I'm really thinking of it. Maybe even my 4th. I love this stuff. I set all of my cream, like foundations, concealers, all of that before I move on to powders. And it really does help my makeup stay in place longer. Powder. Funny, I haven't been using this powder as much lately because I've been trying a powder from Bare Minerals that I love and I actually have already hit pan on, but I still would call this my ride or die powder because I've been using it for years now and it's just incredible. And it has SPF in it and it's just a really great powder. And that is the Tarte, of course it's the Tarte, Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation. Now I know this is saying it's technically a powder airbrush foundation, but I use it as a setting powder because I like kind of the extra, like, great, one final evening out of my skin tone before I move on to all of like my bronzer, blush, highlighter, all of that. This stuff is really great because it's really pigmented, but I think it's really creamy and sheer, and it just looks amazing. I love Tarte. I love Tarte so much. When people ask me, what is your favorite makeup brand? I don't have a favorite makeup brand other than Tarte. Pretty much everything I've ever tried from Tarte, I've loved. My ride or die bronzer is the Hoola Benefit Bronzer. I love this stuff. I've gone through probably, honestly, 6, 7, maybe more boxes of this bronzer. I love it because it's matte, so you're able to contour, you're not getting that shimmery look. When you have acne, like divots in your face, the shimmer can just kind of like bring it out if it's not put in the right place. So I really love it for that. Also, I am super pale and I feel like this matches me really well. I do have kind of a weird pale skin tone, but still, I love it. And you can pile it up, so if you need to go darker, you can go a lot darker. Or if you're like, I just need a little bit, you can go really light-handed, and it's amazing. This is definitely my ride or die bronzer, although I don't know if I was going to a deserted island why I would need a bronzer, because hopefully I'd be tan AF from not having anywhere to hide and I'd just be really bronzed naturally. So yeah, moving on, we're gonna move on to blush. This was probably the hardest product for me to pick. I can't lie. I couldn't really think of like one blush that it's like, this is my blush, as much as I could think of like a color. So the color would be like a rosy, mauve-y kind of color. That's my go-to like I feel most like myself. I feel kind of natural but done up, and it's hard for me to pick, but I guess if I look at a color that or a product that I've been dipping into a lot for the last like year, 2 years, and it's like, yeah, I really love that color. It is Blushing Bride from Tarte, which is this color right here. Honestly, that was hard though. This was the hardest product for me to pick because, like I said, I'm more color oriented versus product oriented in that department. But I love Tarte's blushes. Like the other blush that I've been using a lot lately is also a Tarte blush, and I think it's their color Exposed. Just really good blushes. The next product, this is a fairly new addition in my life within the last like few months, but I'm so obsessed and I'm like, this is it. I like every time I get other highlighters, I'm like, I don't even want to use them because this one is so much better. The only exception is I haven't tried Champagne Pop from Jaclyn Hill, which is ironic because I'm doing this tag, but that, I saw it at Fleur's house and I was like, that's pretty amazing. I do want to try that. But this highlighter, it is amazing. This is from Becca, and this is their Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. And it's a champagne-y kind of highlighter, and I literally love it so much. First off, it stays for quite a long time. Like I could notice hours and hours and hours later. I'm like, my highlight is still on a fleek. It's still right there. Also, I like that it's a very finely milled shimmer. It's not a glitter, but it's more than just a sheen. So it's like an amped up sheen. It's not just not there, but it's not like, whoa, you've got glitter all over your face. So I really love it for that. And I love it because I am very white, but this highlighter still kind of carves out and gives like a whitening effect to all of like this area. And I really love it for that because for the longest time I felt like there were no products in the highlighting department or concealing department back in the day that could make me look any whiter. This does that for me and it really reflects the light and I just love it. I'm gonna go into my eyeshadow palette. So I had to think about this. I was like, what would be my ride or die eyeshadow palette? And I almost said the Naked 2 palette, but that is kind of a newer addition to my life. And I kind of still would say the Naked 2 palette, but and that's by Urban Decay. Another palette that I really love, this is the Tartelette In Bloom palette. And some of these colors, like you can see Rocker, I've used all the way down to the pan. And I love this because it's a really beautiful combination of shimmery shadows, matte shadows. You could go for a really natural eye look, but then you could also go for more of a smoky eye look. And you really got all of the colors you would need to create any type of eyeshadow look right here in the palette. All right, guys, so now we're gonna move on to lips. I get so many questions from you guys in the comments asking me what lip colors I'm wearing. Now, I do actually alternate my lip colors, like not all the time, but I alternate them. But the thing is, I stick within such a specific color family that sometimes it's like you wouldn't know I was changing, or it's like, oh, it's slightly different today, what'd she do? Because if you open up my lip drawer, there are so many colors that are they're all in the same family. They're different, but it's like those are all siblings, clearly. So today I actually pulled 2 lip colors because one of them doesn't exist anymore. Well, it still exists, they still make it, but it is definitely not the same color that it was before. I'm like, no way. And then the other one is like the new color that has replaced that because they don't make this color anymore exactly the same way. So for the longest time, I was wearing Tarte's Matte Lip Surgeons in Envy, and they still make this color, but it is not the same color anymore. I'm like, this just isn't the same. I'm sorry, Tarte, it's not. And so now Tarte came out with something called a Tartiste lip paint, and this color, TBT, I have been wearing it I'm actually not wearing it today, so womp womp, kind of a semi-fail, but I've been wearing it so much and literally all the time. As much as this color used to get me stopped, I get stopped all the time wearing this color. They're very flipping similar. I don't know if you can see that. They're like very similar. Definitely this would be my ride or die. This is the color that I love so much. And it wears really well, this Tarte's lip paint. I thought at first I wasn't gonna like it. I'm like, it's not drying, it's not drying. And it still does transfer throughout the day, but if you wait a little bit, it does dry. It doesn't just like slick off. Because at first when I put it on, I was like, oh my God, this is one of those products that isn't gonna end up drying. But it does dry. It just doesn't dry to a complete stay in place kind of finish. But I love it so much. I love this. I'm on to eye products now. And then that's it. And I don't have like every single eye product because I can't say that all of them are ride or dies, but we'll start with eyebrows. So I love the Anastasia brow powder kits. I'm a big brow powder fan. I do use pencils and I love the Benefit pencil, but I just use it to outline my brows. But I could use, if I had to pick one, I could use this for the full thing because I could outline and fill in. And this is the medium brown brow powder duo from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I love it because not only is it tiny, it's so easy to travel with, but you've got both colors, which really does let it do that double duty if you do your brows like me, of like outlining them and then filling them in with the lighter shade. I definitely get more use out of the lighter shade. Like I think I'm gonna hit pan like any minute on this lighter shade, but I do use the brown shade as well to define on the outside. Like I said, occasionally outline. Like I went to a shoot the other night for my music video and I forgot my pencil, and so I used this solely to do my brows and it was great. The other reason this falls into my ride or die category is because not all brow powders have the tones that I like. Like some of them have like this weird green like tinge to them where I'm like, why is this colored so weird? Or like it's too like red, and I think that she does a great job with her shades of picking shades that I'm like, thank you. That's like actually my brow shade. I really like it. And if you haven't tried her brow powders, you should definitely check them out. They're kind of pricey, but they last for a long time, and I think that the shades are really awesome. Primer, eyeshadow primer slash kind of an eyeshadow as well. This is the MAC Paint Pot in Bare Study, the Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I use this, guys, literally I've gone through probably 5, 6, 7 pots of this stuff. I have bought so many paint pots over the years. It is literally crazy. I've gone through this so much. I use it as just an eyeshadow by itself with mascara when I want light makeup days. I use it every single time I put shadow on my face to help the eyeshadow really, on my face, on my eyes, to help the eyeshadow really stay in place longer. I use this every single time I do my makeup. It's such a beautiful, pearly champagne color, and I love it so much. And I can't believe that I've been wearing this stuff for like over 10 years. This is a ride or die product. I have been using this for so long. All right, guys, we are on to our last 2 eye products. I'll go with eyeliner. I discovered this eyeliner about 2.5 years ago, and ever since then, like no other eyeliners even can kind of compete with this eyeliner for winged liner, because you guys know I'm obsessed with the cat eye, and that is the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the color Trooper, which is just her really black liner. Now, I've heard other people say that they don't maybe love it as much. I don't know how they don't love it as much, because for me, it is so black. It is so precise. It stays on all day for me. Now, keep in mind, I do not have super oily eyelids. Oily eyelids. So that was straight up speech dyslexia. I don't have oily eyelids, but I've tried other eyeliners where that is not the case, and this stuff stays put all day, and I can use this little pen for like literally months. It wears, like you use it all the way to the end so well. Like it dies very gracefully, if that makes sense. You're like, wow, I really got a lot of use out of this. Thank you, Kat Von D. So I love it. And in general, I'm becoming like more and more a fan of like her different products. I don't love all of them, but I like a lot of her stuff. And I like that she was an artist first. I feel like that really translates into the makeup that she comes out with in her line. Last product, mascara. CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. Woo! I've gone through probably 10 to 15, maybe 20 tubes of this stuff. I love it. It is super lengthening, super natural looking, because in the word clump crusher, there are no clumps. I know a lot of people like clumpy, spidery lashes, but for me, I like my lashes to be as smooth and long as possible, and I think this mascara does it. So it's hard for other mascaras to compete for me, because I'm just like, I just really like this mascara, like, and it's cheap and it's easy to get everywhere, and 100%, I don't even have to think about it. This is my ride or die mascara. Woo! Wow, I need to end this video. This has gone a little bit long. So, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to leave in the comments if you have any ideas for a series name for this. Let me know and I will credit you in my video if I take your title. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and that way you will get a notification every time I upload a video, although now I guess you know that I upload 5 days a week. Wow, that feels so surreal to say that. I'm really excited about this. I hope you guys are too. I'm gonna go now. I will see you guys on Monday with a new video. I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and yeah, bye guys.